What a amazing divisional playoff weekend. All the games were close. All the teams won by a touchdown. And unfortunately for the Packers, all the home teams won. Now, let me start with that one first. He did it again. The bad man did it again. Another clutch Hail Mary to force overtime. It was a great ending to regulation. But what happens? Our crack defense does it again. Leave, of all people, Larry Fitzgerald opened it up to run for 75 yards. The rest was just easy for Arizona after that. So, Zona got a hard-earned victory over the Packers. Now they're off to the conference championship. And let me say this. You've got people saying, people in the media are saying, well, the overtime rules need to be changed. It's not right that Aaron Rodgers didn't have the ball in overtime. Okay, I've heard that on TV. Even on Around the Horn yesterday, 3 to 4 panelists said it wasn't fair that Rodgers didn't get the ball. You know, it's amazing. I do rant about how the media seem to be unfair against the Packers. However, the one time they make an excuse for the Packers, they shouldn't. They really shouldn't. Let's get one thing clear. The overtime rules were modified to give the defense a chance. I mean, remember, it was in 1974 that the NFL instilled the sudden death overtime. First score any kind wins. And for 38 seasons, from 74 until 2011, in regular season games, all the team had to do after winning the coin toss was get a few yards, get field goal range, kick a field goal, boom, game over. But they changed that for the playoffs because that NFC Championship game between the Saints and Vikings, and that new rules instilled the regular season games in 2012, and the rule is the team wins the coin toss, they have to score a touchdown to win. If they kick a field goal, the other team will still get a chance to either tie or win tie with a field goal or end with a touchdown. But if they're stopped, of course, the team with the field goal wins. Like the rules were made, the rules were modified to help the defense, because it's much harder to stop a team from getting the field goal range than to stop a team from getting the end zone. Plain and simple, they're being blunt and saying, if you give up a touchdown overtime, you should lose. And I feel that way. The rules are there to help the defense. The rules are there to help the defense, make it a little bit easier on them. Because like I said, it's very difficult. It's not as difficult to keep a team out of the end zone, but it's very hard to keep a team from getting about 50 yards, maybe less, depending on the kicker. I mean, enough. That's what I'm saying. Enough. No excuses. No excuses. The Packers lost because we didn't play defense when it counted. We left Larry Fitzgerald wide open to do what he does best, and that's why our season's over. It's plain and simple. Moving on, the Patriots. Well, they're back in it again. The Chiefs. I don't know. The Chiefs just shot themselves in the foot so many times. Mainly on that touchdown drive, which took forever when they were down 2 touchdowns and they needed to get in quickly. They were wasting time. The clock was just running off. It was ridiculous. And this was definitely not the same team that had won 11 straight and have been winning games left and right since October. No. They just looked lost out there. It was just sickening. Speaking of sickening, what about the Panthers? The Panthers have this sick habit of getting big leads and then getting comfortable and just letting the other teams in it. I don't know what the hell this is going on with them. They did it. They did it on Sunday against Seattle. This is the 4th time this season they've done this. They did it against Indy. They did it against Green Bay. And they did it again against the Giants. And now they were up 31-0 against Seattle. And Seattle came back with 24 points and Carolina barely survived. This has to end for them in order for them to go far. Teams can't win games like this. You can't have a big start and then get fat and lazy and comfortable. Oh, we got this. And the other team just zooms and cuts that lead down to size. You can't do that. Eventually, it'll catch up to you. If you give opposing teams enough rope, they will hang you with it. It's plain and simple. That's true. That's true in all sports, not just football. And of course, Pittsburgh and Denver. That was the main event, I like to call it, of Divisional Playoff weekend. Well, I should say co-main event, because let's face it, Packers Cardinals. That was pretty good, but they gave a good effort. The Steelers did, even without Antonio Brown. They actually had a lead. They actually had a lead for nearly all of the game, but Peyton was Peyton, and they took over when it counted, and the Steelers couldn't do a thing after that. So, as a result, we have Brady versus Manning Part 3000. Peyton, let's face it, Manning and Brady is like Brock versus Taker. It's getting old. It needs to end. It should be it this year, one way or the other. But yeah, that was the Divisional Playoff weekend. It was wild. It was crazy. 2 Hail Marys, 2 clutch Hail Marys for Aaron Rodgers. I can't think of any other quarterback who's ever done that in one season. That's amazing. And so that was Divisional Playoff weekend. It was a crazy weekend. The quick contrast of walk weekend. The walk-off weekend, the road teams won. In Divisional Playoff weekend, the home teams won. What will happen on Conference Championship Sunday? It all starts at noon Eastern, at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. The AFC is first. Brady Manning is first. And Brady's going to get beat. Because he doesn't. They don't have the home field advantage. They got to go to Denver, where they lost on November 29th, or which I, being a CFL fan, call it Grey Cup Sunday. And that was to the backup. They lost to Brock Osweiler. They got to deal with Peyton Manning on Sunday. So even if Brady does deflate the balls again, like he did last year, they're gonna get beat. They can forget it. Peyton's going to the Super Bowl. The NFC, however, that's a little harder to pick. Like I said, Carolina keeps nearly blowing leads, getting big leads, and then getting lackluster. Eventually, it's going to catch up to him. I say it does on Sunday. I say Arizona's going to capitalize and waltz into Charlotte and beat them. The Cardinals seem to be a team on a mission. I would say the same about Carolina, but they're kind of not taking it seriously. I hate to say that because I've been a vocal defender of giving Carolina a chance, taking them seriously, but they keep doing this. They keep doing it. They keep getting teams back in it. Yeah, they win, but the games, when they get these big leads, these games should be over at halftime. They end up being nail-biting with about 2 minutes left of the fourth quarter, or in the case of when they did this against Indy, they went to overtime. it can't happen like that. That's why I say I have this feeling Arizona's going to waltz in, catch them at the wrong time like Atlanta did, and they're going to beat them. I just have that feeling. And it will be Denver and Arizona, and Cam's going to have to wait another year. But it should be a very, very explosive conference championship Sunday. The conference championship, that's always exciting. That last big step before the Super Bowl. So, with that, I say, enjoy the madness that is the NFL's Final Four. Until next week.